Hey guys, you're back with Bobby and JJ Radio. If you're just tuning in, we're meeting some great clients of Aguillon and Associates, which is a great PR firm here in San Antonio. In the first half hour, we talked to Catherine Torres-Stahl and Noah Almanza, and now we'd like to introduce you to Kevin Peckham, co-founder of Choose San Antonio. Kevin moved here in 2011 from Brooklyn, New York, where he had what we hear is a rather illustrious musical career, which you want to hear about that.
Ex-lead singer of the Speed Nuts.
The Speed Nuts and the Catholic Sweat. No, not the Catholic Sweater. Sorry, that was from Catholic.
Ghost was the New York band.
Ghost, sure.
Ghost.
He was a partner at Lightning Jar Digital Marketing Agency, and he's married to Margaret Sledge, who's an architect at Lake Flato. So
That's right.
That is impressive.
I married well. What can I say? Luckiest man in the room.
I've looked into it and I had to go the other way.
Oh, Bobby couldn't. It was out of Bobby's range. So Kevin,
low, by the way.
Kevin, what is Choose San Antonio?
Choose San Antonio is a new nonprofit just started this year, and our mission is to promote San Antonio to the world, not just as a great place to visit, but as a great city to live, work, and play.
Awesome.
So who hires you to promote San Antonio?
We hire ourselves so far. What we do is we seek sponsorships, and we go outside of San Antonio to spread our message. What we see is that the image of San Antonio lags behind the reality. Mm-hmm. People still think we're perhaps stuck in the 19th century. Or,
we have horses or we're cowboys.
I get those questions. And so we go out to where influencers are and try to show up and tell our message that San Antonio is one of the best kept secrets in North America.
Or is it kind of like, I could be watching TV like in the middle of the night and then like this random commercial for this random city come visit us. Is it kind of like that?
Well, less of that random advertising, more event marketing is we're starting. So, for example, at South by Southwest 2016 in March in Austin, we're showing up with a giant presence. So not only do we have a trade show booth, which is kind of boring, but we're kind of to make it a little bit less boring. We've also rented an entire venue on the corner of 6th Street and Trinity Street. It's going to be called Casa San Antonio. It's a 2-story bar and grill with a gorgeous outdoor space patio. And we've partnered with South by Southwest to curate official programming. 16 speakers and panels over 3 days, 24 speakers from San Antonio and around the world, thought leaders. And around that, we're going to have receptions, networking events for specific demographics and industries, and some big receptions, including a Startup San Antonio party, Life is Better in Texas party on Saturday night, which is going to be our big blowout, and a cybersecurity industry party on Sunday night, March 13th.
So the Life is Better in Texas, is that going to be like a lot of like barbacoa and cowboy boots, or what is that going to be?
You're falling into the stereotype.
Exactly. I haven't been here that long, and I still think I'm in a stereotype.
To market towards
Please tell me.
Well, it's a fine line. Everyone has their different interests, but to give you a taste, one whole wall of the venue facing Trinity Street, it's a half a city block, will be wrapped in an original mural from Cruz Ortiz. So we have some authentic San Antonio art.
That's great.
Framing your experience coming into this venue. We're going to have San Antonio craft beer on tap, Busted Sandal, awesome. Ranger Creek.
Yeah.
We're going to have Jarrett Pena from the Brooklynite doing some custom cocktails. We're going to have hopefully some local chefs showing off their cuisine. So things that you can experience. You're in a good mood at South by.
That's awesome.
You've traveled here.
Yeah.
The weather's beautiful. I know from experience, I used to live in New York. When you step off of a plane from New York into Austin in March, it's a beautiful thing.
It's like I'm in paradise.
Right? You and 50 of your neighbors from New York City are pale and green and sick.
Yeah.
And then there's this beautiful place where people are happy and, relatively speaking, food and drink are cheap and everyone's having a great time and friendly.
Wow.
And so it's a great chance to capture imagination and hearts. And so part of our message is just that, Austin's not the only thing going on in Texas.
Absolutely.
In fact, San Antonio is what's really going on in Texas if you're in the know.
That's really great. So you've only been in town for 5 years, right? Because you moved here in 2011. So how did this start?
It started, I'm a longtime attendee of South by Southwest.
Okay.
In a lot of ways, my band, Ghost, used to play at South by Southwest.
Sure.
Speed Nuts.
No, Speed Nuts died a happy death when I was still in college.
A speedy death?
Yeah, that's right. We sped right to that. It was nuts. But the last couple of years, since I became more invested in living in San Antonio, and as a transplant, more used to answering the question, what's so great about San Antonio?
Yeah.
I realized that we have an image problem. People don't really know us outside of San Antonio in the way life really is here. And we should we're very modest collectively as a city culture, but we could take a little bit more credit for what's actually going on here. So walking around South by Southwest, I see these other cities competing for talent from around the world. Berlin, Dublin, Sydney, Sydney, Australia, Chicago, and then last year we saw other cities in Texas competing for talent, showing up and saying how great it is to live in Denton, Texas, or some of these places.
Divine.
Yeah,
I hear it's real pretty.
well, they're showing up and they're telling their story, but we weren't. There was no San Antonio in sight, and so then it became more of less of an odd observation, more of a why isn't anyone doing this?
You saw the need, and
we
you're
came back. And we're like, someone needs to do this. We learned it was no one's job to do this, so we committed to getting it done.
How many people are on board with you in this? Just with the Choose San Antonio itself.
We have 5 board members, 6 staff, but we're all volunteer right now. We all have day jobs.
Okay. Yeah.
But then we have a coalition of sponsors for our South by Southwest activation. The city and the county got on board, the Economic Development Foundation, Tech Block and Geekdom, and then we have a bunch of culture sponsors. We want to bring our culture creators to the table. So we've got Cruz Ortiz, we've got the breweries I talked about. We're also going to be having free yoga classes in the morning up in Austin.
I love yogurt.
Mobile Ohm. Maybe we'll serve some of that too. Breakfast tacos and local coffee.
There you go. I think San Antonio, I think breakfast tacos. That's been my greatest discovery.
Think it, but one of the sad things you'll learn if you went to Portland, Oregon today, you'd see authentic Austin tacos on breakfast tacos on menus.
No.
So we haven't even taken credit nationally and internationally for one of the things that we really should be known for.
Give us the credit for the breakfast tacos, will you?
We're leaning towards you.
Hey, if you want to get in touch with Kevin, you can call him at 210-610-9962, or you can email him at kevin@choosesa.org. We got to take a quick break and hear from our show partners and this week's edition of Ask Mr. Credit with Robbie Allen. We'll be right back.